Hello everybody, it's Tallara and welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. On our last episode, Shulk and crew rushed back here to Grandel, where unfortunately their pet Armus were rampaging. As you can see, not many of them survived the rampage. They weren't trying to attack everyone, but it seems that they have unfortunately been influenced by the growing rift caused by the Fog King over in Alchemoth. You can actually see it from here. It is getting so big now you can see it from this far away, and it is causing unfortunate results, infecting monsters far and wide across the land. Peace has been restored here in Grandel, but if the rift continues to grow, more fog beasts may appear. The group must return to Teelan's laboratory to borrow the papers that may hold the key to resolving the situation. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we head out, though, we do have a couple of quests we can turn in here in Grandel. The first one is we actually recruited all of the friends for Angela. You may remember Angela. She wouldn't speak to anybody in our party except Kino, a fellow shy child. So let's check in and see how they're doing with their new friends. I finally have friends. Everyone says they're going to play with me. I'm so happy. Thank you, Kino. Thank you so much. Aw, nothing. It was all piece of pollen cake for Kino. Just ask Kino for a second helping of help anytime. Maybe I will. Here, have this, and let's play together sometime, okay? Quest complete. Kino played his part in helping Angela make some new friends. Counting Kino, she now has 4. We got some new equipment and some money. Most importantly, we've got some new friends for Angela and Kino. Speaking of Angela's new friends, it appears one of them has a quest for us. Nestinor here says, ugh, this is the worst. Maybe Grandel just doesn't have any. Oh, it's you. Can I ask you a really big favor? Meh? What is problem? Rumbly tum-tum? I don't fully grasp the details, but it seems there's more to their story. Meh, can ask together with Miss Melly. I've got Celine and the gang helping me pick flowers for a grave, but we can't find the right kind anywhere. It's the dawn smile I'm looking for. It's a really pretty color, and it actually does look like the sky at dawn. They say it grows in high up places with a lot of sun. I thought Lamentation Ridge would be a good bet, but the guards warned me not to go outside the Grandel ramparts because it's too dangerous, so now I'm stumped. It's the only flower that'll do for the grave. Oh, please, could you look for some dawn smiles for me? Please? Alright, we'll see what we can do. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and make things look nice around the grave so it's all ready. Not sure whose grave they're referring to, but we'll absolutely do our best to help if we can. Change our party leader back to Shulk. Now let's see what we've got over here. We've got another quest from this kid. All the kids have got quests for us today. Hey, Miles. Hey, could you hear me out? You see, my granddad is a machina. Huh? Does that mean that you're, No, I'm just a regular Hom, so I guess granddad isn't actually my actual granddad. But he helped me when I got separated from my parents during the war. We've been together ever since. Ah, right, okay. You must feel like you owe him a lot. Yeah, also because when the Armus turned into fog beasts and attacked, he shielded me with his body, but his leg got broken. Hey, mister, you know machines and stuff, right? Could you fix my granddad? Repairing a machina, huh? Maybe the first aid kit from the junks would help. Really? That's great. Please do your best. I'll owe you forever. Alright, we can stop back to junks and see if we can get a first aid kit. Granddad helped me when I lost my mom and dad and had nowhere to turn, so this time round, I want to be the one to help him. No problem, leave it to me. It's so awesome to see that a machina took in a little Hom's boy and is basically acting as his guardian now. You just love to see all these different races finally getting along after so many years of animosity and hatred. Alright, back here we've got another couple of quests that we can turn in before we head out of Grandel for the next step of our adventure. The first one is up here somewhere. Oh, this is an item that we're looking for. Hang on, this isn't a quest to turn in. This is... Where is that? I can see it on the map. I think it's on top of this structure here. Let's go for a little hike. As we do, we get a better look at Alchemoth and that giant rift staring ominously off in the distance. Now, let's see. What is it I'm looking for here? Maybe it's at the very top? It can be hard to tell, like, depth, because our minimap obviously is not 3D, it just provides a 2D top-down view. So I can see that what we're looking for is right here, but whether it's up or down is to be determined. Aha! I did a little bit more platforming, and it turns out you can climb up this spiral even further, which A, is probably going to lend itself to a great view once we get up on the top, if she'll get over this. Ugh! And then I think this is where the item is as well. Whoa. Secret area. Eternal Zenith. Look at this view. My goodness. It does not get much better than this. We are at the very top of the spire here in Grandel. Not only can you see Alchemoth perfectly, you can also see the rest of the Bionis Shoulder in great detail, including the Cloud Sea. Wow, that is breathtaking. Unfortunately, this isn't where that little quest marker was trying to bring me, but you know what? This was totally worth the climb just for this view. So, apparently the quest marker was bringing me down to the ground level this entire time, meaning I was going in the exact opposite direction, so my bad. This is Helmeline, who we asked to help us repair junks. We got some parts from Alchemoth, and we should be able to help her not only repair her own vehicle, but also ours too, hopefully. Oh. Welcome back! It's good to see you're still in one piece. You what? You encountered a Telethia. You're lucky to be alive. You see, it just flew off without incident. Whew, you had me worried there. Anyway, about the parts? Thank you very much. I'll make good use of this, that much I swear. I'd also be happy to lend a hand with fixing the junks when the time comes, so call me if you need me. Awesome. Despite encountering a Telethia, you found some useful parts, but more will be needed. And we got a bunch of equipment, very nice. Awesome. Well, that's great. Not only do we turn in lots of quests and get lots of rewards, we also picked up a couple of more quests. So let's head back out into the wilds now and head towards Teelan's laboratory. Alrighty, here we are back at the Shoulder Stone Scree, and this is where the laboratory is. So we just gotta head over here and hopefully collect the research notes without issue, and perhaps more importantly, hope that those research notes actually do give us a clue about what we're gonna do about these fog beasts. Oh! Why are you in such a rush? What's happening?
What do you want?
This guy.
You stand in the way of a new age dawning.
What?
Sis, I'm scared. It's all right. I'll protect you, and I'll work, I swear.
Behold, the widening rift in the sky. It's proof definite the world abhors you.
Spare me your ravings.
Looks like we arrived just in time.
Oh, Lady Melia, the hope of our race.
Gelgar, what is this treachery?
As you can see, I am sweeping away some pebbles. Their research is blasphemy against the commingled blood.
Don't you comprehend the import of what you're interrupting? The very future of our race hinges on their work.
You think this is the future? This reactionary struggle to revive what is long buried? The future of the High Entia is us. We are what the race ought to become. We are the true face of the High Entia.
If not for our ancestors, we would never even have drawn breath.
Ancestors? I recognize them not. You, Lady Melia, are our progenitor. You were our beginning, and you will be our future.
Senseless drivel. If you would interfere with this research for the sake of spouting your nonsense, you do not deserve my mercy.
Melia.
Why won't you understand? Why won't you accept that we are the ones destined to lead?
You will not so easily refute our history.
So be it. I reject you. I will take the mantle and become father of our kin.
Well, if there was any doubt that Gaelgar was the bad guy, that should all be erased here now. It is all but confirmed. He is a crazed zealot and has to be taken down. He clearly does not have the High India people in his best interests because he's doing the exact opposite of what's in their best interests right now by attacking poor defenseless children and perhaps stymieing any advances we can take towards defeating that rift in the sky. Alright, time for a boss battle. As you can see, Gaelgar has 2 robots with him called Andos units. And, they're kind of annoying because they keep binding us and freezing us in place. Now, I think it's time for us to use a Union Strike. We haven't used one of these before. This is how we team up with the Pawn Specters. So we can use Red Comet, which is an area attack, and does major damage to one enemy. There you have it, and that took down one of the Andos. Nice! Thanks, Pawn Specters. Maybe it's been worth scouring all around the world to rescue you guys after all. Alright, that's pretty cool. Like I said, that was actually the first time we had initiated a Pawn Specter attack, so there you have it. Now, unfortunately for us, Gaelgar just knocked us all out in one fell blow. Wow. That battle ended so anticlimactically. I thought things were going well after a Pawn Specter chain attack, and then Gaelgar said, haha, you forgot about me, didn't you? That was extremely rude. Alright, well, luckily for us, we did respawn just across the bridge. What Gaelgar doesn't know is that we do have the unbeatable power of hero plot armor, so no matter how many times we're kicked down, we can just get right back up and try again. So, let's do that, shall we? We gotta defeat these defenders first, and then attack Gaelgos, but we have to make sure that I keep an eye on everyone's HP in the meantime, because we know now that there is the possibility of one-hit KO. Let's try one of our other abilities this time. Let's do Yellow Chaos. It's an area attack with Daze and Strength down. Kino takes the lead on this one, and I can actually maybe get some of these action prompts correct so we can get bonus damage. I missed every single one on the last Pawn Specter attack. There you have it. Alright, that dazes everyone. Oh, that's awesome. Man, these Pawn Specter attacks seriously can change the tides of battle. That was fantastic. It dazed everyone, so we managed to get both robots down, and now we can focus on Gaelgar here. This music is getting epic, by the way. Holy moly. Alright, it is us and our huge party of knock-ons versus this one zealot. I like our odds. Especially because we keep knocking him flat on his butt. Alright, here we go. Now you're going down. Beautiful. Second time was indeed the charm.
I know I am not wrong. I'm not.
I will spare you. Just be gone from my sight.
No! The lab! Melia!
Miss Melia! No! Idiots!
The crown is mine now.
Talon! Vix's help!
Better safe than sorry. The pure blood meets its end today.
Are you okay, Talon?
Talethia, here! Damn!
Mother? Miss Malia!
She's okay. She's all right.
I'm sorry. I couldn't save the future.
Melia!
Miss Malia!
Kino, you did it! Applause.
Where?
We're in Ransom's house. The lab went up in flames, so we carried you here.
The lab. I'm sorry, Teelan. I failed you.
Miss Malia?
You damn fool! What possessed you to do that? What happened to safeguarding the future of the High Entia? And bringing our brethren back home, were those just words to you? You should think long and hard about what the death of a leader would mean for us!
Come on, big sis. That's enough.
Don't defend her. This idiot child.
I had to.
What?
To protect it at all cost. The research.
How can you be so fixated on that?
Our salvation lies therein. I believe it now.
Melia!
And yet, ultimately it was for naught. I caused trouble for everyone. And I couldn't even save the documents.
Poor Miss Melly.
That's not true. If you and your friends hadn't come when you did, there might not have been anything left of the research to continue with. And also, here,
What's this?
it's the book you carried out of the fire. Ring any bells?
This tome. We found it in the tomb.
Yeah, the book that started my research. If we have this, me and Tyrea can carry on with our work. Sis, are you with me?
Yes, right. We can study the problem until we make some headway.
Miss Melia? Thank you.
Likewise.
Teelan. Tyrea.
You've only just woken up. Come on, we'll let you rest.
Yes. Thank you.
What that for? Kino used Tranquil Snooze for sweet dreams. That seemed extremely excessive.
No tranquil snooze for you, Kino. That was a funny breath of fresh air there with Nop-on shenanigans.
This might just be what we need to defeat the Fog King.
Yeah.
Feeling better?
Yes. Much better now.
What a relief.
Miss Melly good as new. Kino saved day again. Less braggy, please.
Friends, I'm sorry I worried you. And I abused your hospitality. Please forgive me.
No. You saved this place and we owe you. Big time. This was the least I could do.
I will not stop now. I swear to do what I can for the good of Grandel.
I appreciate it. Just don't go running yourself ragged for us.
I promise. We seem to be missing Tyrea.
Oh, if you're looking for her, she figured the fog beasts might strike again, so she went out on patrol.
The likes of us aren't exactly trained for battle, so really, any help is welcome.
You're right. I feel sorry for any beasts that wander into Tyrea's path. By the way, did I hear you mention something about defeating the Fog King?
All thanks to our friend's research.
Is that so?
Quite.
A sterling achievement, Teelan.
Just an accident.
Still, even so, your devotion to your mother may well have saved our future. All right. What do we have to do? How do we defeat the Fog King?
We found ether attacks effective against fog beasts, but not against the Fog King. That's because the ether's concentration was too low.
Concentration?
Concentration? Pipe down when adults talking, dum-dum. But Kino's so bored.
The whole thing got me wondering, why did fog beasts appear when the rift got wider? I think the intensity of the rift's rays exceeded the density of the Talethia's ether field.
None of that makes any sense to me. How is the density connected to the Fog King?
If we could put up an ether field denser than the Talethia's, the Fog King will become vulnerable.
How does one put up an ether field? Secondly, where does one obtain such highly concentrated ether?
For the field, I think this guy will do the job, with a little tinkering.
In that case, it's just a matter of gathering up enough high-purity ether crystals, except...
Except what?
Those kinds of ether crystals are extremely rare. I'm not sure where I'd even start looking. There might be none at all around here.
Oh, cheer up, all of you. It is not a foregone conclusion. And in any scenario, if we cannot defeat the Fog King without them, we will have to keep looking until we find them.
True enough.
Good. Then let us start by asking around.
Hey!
Alright, sounds like we've got a plan. Even though poor Teelan's lab was mostly destroyed, it seems like Melia was able to save enough of his research through her act of bravery to get us on the right track. To defeat the Fog King, a high-density ether field will be necessary. To obtain the high ether crystal required, the team will need info from the townspeople. One thing I found really cool about that whole scene back there at Teelan's lab was the fact that a Talethia swooped in to save him. It makes you think that maybe the Talethia still have some inkling of their past lives, still some memory of their past relations, and if that Talethia really was Teelan's mother, that's pretty special. Alright, let's ask this Grandel militia member. A high ether crystal, eh? Well, it's the first I've heard of it. But now that I think about it, I might actually have a rough idea about where to find one. I hope it's what you're looking for. Blast, you know what? I can't recall. It was a long time ago, so my memory's a little hazy. Sorry, your best bet might be asking a fellow squadsman of mine. He's on the ramparts and bound to know more. Alright, well, at least we got a lead. Well, he couldn't unfortunately recall the exact information. Perhaps there will be someone else who knows. We just need to head back to the ramparts outside of Grandel. Get a beautiful view of the area along the way, and the ever-looming rift, of course. Maybe we'll see Tyrea out on patrol here. I loved how as soon as they mentioned that Tyrea was out on patrol, Melia immediately remembered fighting her and what a fight she put up, and was like, yeah, she's probably in a good place to do that. The residents of Grandel are in good hands as long as Tyrea is on the case. Gosh, this music is beautiful, and you can see up ahead we've got our quest marker hovering over someone's head. That must be the guy on the ramparts that we need to speak to. Now, how do we get up the ramparts? Aha, stairs. That would do it, right? Let's go see what we've got here. Welcome to the Grandel Ramparts. There's a couple of people on patrol here, including a Homs. So apparently the Armus we'd been rearing inside the walls have suddenly upped and transformed into fog beasts? It's a minor miracle nobody died. We should be giving thanks for that, at least. And then there's a High Intia member over here as well. Wow, the heavens really just opened up out of nowhere. Thank goodness Shulk's got a hood because it is rainy.
Can I help you?
A high ether crystal. Ah, I think I know what you're getting at here. I'm not entirely sure on the location, but I do know there's supposed to be a very rare ether deposit near here. An old lady called Sarja told me about it. You might be better off talking to her for more details. I got interested myself and even tried searching around Nerthus Necropolis, but couldn't find a thing. From what Sarja told me, there's a good chance it's inside of a cave, so that's why I thought it was a place to start. Alas, if it really is in a cave and it's not there, then I'm stumped. Still, that doesn't mean much. There'll be other places to check. I can't say for certain, of course, but I do think that we're talking about the same thing here. I expect you'll find Sarja at Hero's Rest, down at the south end of Grandel. She's a kind old bird, always worrying about our welfare and that. Anyhow, better get back to my shift. Hope I was able to help a little. You absolutely were. We've got another lead, and wait a minute, what is this? Giant's Trove? Is this an ancient treasure chest? Wow, don't mind if I do. We got a HP up 4 gem. Cool. Now, let's take a look at the map. Sarja's all the way down here. Luckily for us, I did do a little exploring previously, so we've unlocked the landmark here called Prayer Rock inside the lake called Tranquil Tarn. So if I just teleport to there, we can head west and hopefully find this Sarja soon enough. Whoa! We arrived to see this giant turtle pop out of the water. That was actually very epic. That turtle is level 74 though, so we're gonna give him a wide berth for now. And instead head over this way. Not sure it's the best time to be going for a swim with all the active lightning around, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to save the world, right? Including risking being electrocuted. What do we have here? Oh, it's a graveyard. That's where it got its name, Hero's Rest.
Hello.
Did you find any Dawn Smiles? Oh, this is the kid who wanted the flowers for these graves. Sorry, kid, I haven't found them yet, but I'll keep an eye out. And then this must be Sarja. Yes? Ah, the guard at the ramparts told you, didn't he? He and my late friend were on good terms. Naturally, I had to regale the man with tales of my friend's escapades. I believe the one that may be of particular interest to you is the time this friend, a High Intia man, discovered a crystal. He was a real go-getter, that man, always traipsing around exploring from the day he set foot on the shoulder. He would tell me all sorts of stories from his adventures to entertain little old me. I remember it like yesterday. The sky was a brilliant blue. Birds were singing. I'd come to pay my respects at the graveyard like any other day. And then along he came with the biggest smile on his face and took out an object wrapped in cloth. Said he'd found a strange crystal alongside an ether deposit. And what a light it gave off. The cloth it was wrapped in wasn't enough to stop it shining through. Ah, it was a sight to behold. The core was translucent, yet it gave off a pale glow, warm yet somehow ice cold. It was like being bathed in turquoise sunlight. I'd never seen anything more beautiful, and I don't believe I ever will. Sadly, it dwindled to nothing in a matter of minutes. If there had been anything left of it, I would have kept it as a memento, I'm sure. I remember him telling me how incredibly large the deposit was, drooping down from the ceiling above. From his description, I imagine it might have looked something like a stalactite, which is why I'm convinced that it must have been in some sort of cavern. And despite the deposit's size, the crystal he'd retrieved fit comfortably in the palm. It must have been formed over a long period of time. Ideally, he could have told you exactly where it was located, but I'm afraid that's not possible, because he's sleeping here quite peacefully now and cannot really be disturbed. I'm sorry I wasn't able to show you the exact location, my dears. Still, I hope that my little anecdote was of some use to you. I pray that you, too, will be able to find what you seek. Thank you, Sarja. This is going to be of great help to us. We'd better report back to Radzim. Alright, so unfortunately we weren't able to pinpoint the location, but we do have some clues. It's in a cave somewhere around here. Somewhere where a stalactite perhaps might grow from the ceiling. Let's go see if Radzim's heard anything else. Along the way we can chat with some more people who are out enjoying a rainy day. Bartholomew says, what do I do to catch lots of fish too? Maybe get a fishing rod? That's probably step one. What are you two doing over here? Fog beast's mega scary. Could not look less evil?
Well,
I hear you've been protecting the town. Allow me to add my thanks to the chorus. You're very welcome. Alright, luckily we're not actually far from Grandel, so we can get back there lickety-split and report into Radzim. As I said, maybe he's heard about something that might correlate with what we've heard from Sarja and her story. Luckily, the Bionic Shoulder isn't actually that big of an area, so depending on how many caves are around here, we should hopefully be able to triangulate the location. But like I said, let's wait and see what Radzim has to say. Maybe he'll have some clues for us. I'm not sure how this campfire's staying lit through all this heavy rain, but it's very impressive. Hey Radzim, we're back.
Who, me?
So that's how things are. It seems we owe Miss Sarja and her friend a debt of gratitude for the valuable information they provided us. It's just my conjecture, but the crystal may have been highly responsive to heat and sublimated when exposed to sunlight. It's fascinating, isn't it? I have to say, its properties are quite unusual, and I agree with Sarja. I think that it would be found in a cave, like she said. So, the soldier said he'd already searched Nerthus necropolis, huh? Alright, let's think of other options then. If you follow Fime Lane, which breaks off from Thul's Way towards the northwest, you'll reach the Forbidden Hushland. It's a dangerous place, though, so it hasn't been mapped out very thoroughly. Nevertheless, there is meant to be a cave-like location thereabouts. The man who found the crystal must have been a formidable swordsman. It may be from him that news of the cave's existence reached us. Very worthy. I pray that you find a high ether crystal there indeed. You are the only ones we can rely on to harvest it, I'm afraid. Good luck. And if you do find a high ether crystal, be careful to keep it away from strong light as you carry it back. Alright. Awesome. With Radzim's help, we were able to narrow down the possible locations, and I think we've got a lead. With information about high ether crystals in hand, the heroes are a step closer to defeating the Fog King. We found a promising lead on high ether crystals. We need to search the hitherto mostly uncharted caves around the Forbidden Hushland. Now, the Forbidden Hushland, where would that be? Let's take a look on our map. Holy moly, there are so many quest markers right now. So it looks like the Forbidden Hushland is right here, sort of below Teelan's laboratory, I think. Now the question is, do we access it that way, or do we kind of go north this way? The map makes it a little unclear how we should approach. I'd say, I guess we'll skip to Skybridge here and what remains of poor Teelan's laboratory, and then we can take a look. Yeah, so that's definitely where they want us to go. Now that we're closer, our mini-map should be able to help us actually get there. Aha, okay. Looks like we actually need to backtrack quite a bit. Go down and around this way right here. So we can skip to Zen's Thoroughfare, which isn't actually that far away. It'll save us a little bit of walking. But we're gonna have to take a real roundabout route to get down into this canyon without breaking all of our limbs, so let's get to walking. No better weather to take a roundabout route than in the middle of a thunderstorm, right? I'm sure everything will be just fine. Uh-oh, look at this! There are wild fog beasts out and about now. That sloth Gogol has been affected by the void energies. This is gonna make our journey even more dangerous. We've got to be real careful here. Alright, we had to take definitely a bit of a detour, but we finally made it to the area we were trying to get to, the Forbidden Hushland. Right away, you can see that the ecology of this area looks a lot different than it did up above on the Bionic Shoulder. What was lush and green and very inviting looking is now sort of spooky and eerie and full of very scary monsters. Like that giant dinosaur over there. There's lots of dinosaurs around here, actually, and it is very dark. There's also quad wings, and if we learn anything about quad wings from our adventures, both up on the top of the Bionis shoulder and down more underneath, it's that whenever they see us, they always want to fight. They're like a Pokemon trainer that you encounter in the tall grass. As soon as your eyes meet, prepare for battle. And it seems that even the dinosaur wanted a piece of this fight, because here he is. Ready for a piece. Alright, Plasma Dinos, let's see what you got, shall we? Luckily for us, everything is sort of in our level range. Our crew is level 69, with Nene being 68, just one level behind Shulk and Melia. But we are right in the level range that we can put up a good fight against these dinosaurs and whatever else the Forbidden Hushland has in store for us. Alright, dinosaur hunting complete. Quad wing hunting complete. We continue through, yep, this very spooky, ominous area. I can see why it had the tagline of forbidden, that's for sure. You come down here, you've got to be prepared for a fight, because there are monsters everywhere. And even though it is nighttime out, I believe it's going to be dark no matter the time of day. Alright guys, we gotta take down another Plasma Dinos. I'm not actually sure how far into the Forbidden Hushlands we need to go to find the cave that we're looking for. We should take a look at the map actually. Looks like we've still got a ways to go. Okay, I managed to navigate around some scary looking monsters, including ones that materialize out of thin air, like that one right there. The Dinosaurus, aptly named. We've also got the Crawla Slobos. This is literally nightmare monster territory. I've avoided a lot of them, and this looks very promising. This is not just a cave. This is some sort of ancient ruins. It's called the Quarry Colonnade. And hopefully this is the area that we're looking for with the high ether crystal. Welcome to the Zeker Marga Quarry. And right away, we've got a quiet moment here called Strength in Unity between Shulk and Nene.
Why Mr. Shulk stopped so sudden?
I was just thinking about the cave near Colony 9. Do you know it, Nene? It's called Tephra Cave.
Nene no place. Nene tag along once with group of hum-hum. Went to fetch ether cylinders.
I've done that too sometimes. Went with Ryan a couple of times.
Mama, hooray for twinsies! Nene went there during rebuilding effort.
So you did your part to help Nene. Thanks for that.
It not thing that need thanks per se. Just doing civic duty. Must stay friends and work together with all peoples that live in world.
That's right.
But folk here have lot of angry scuffles. Fight between neighbors bad. Should watch Nene and Kino. Learn to everyone play nice.
Well, I wouldn't say the people here are enemies exactly. They just don't know how to work out their feelings.
That just fancy way of saying fighting?
It's not exactly like fighting. Both sides do understand each other, but their paths took them in different directions.
What Mr. Shulk mean?
If the two sides had simply hated each other, they wouldn't just leave. They'd try to drive the other side out by force. But that's not what they did. They still have common ground to stand on. And Melly is here now. They just need some time to mull things over.
Mr. Shulk is very kind person. Very different from Mama Pon. When Nene and Kino get into bad fight, Mama Pon spank first, then ask questions. Nene and Kino always in tears, but always say sorries and make up with hug. End of end, friendship become much stronger. Being friends mean a whole lot more fun, and more fun is more good. Also, everyone in Colony 9 was friends from start.
Well, that's because everyone there was working to help rebuild. We all share the same dream.
But dreams of people here all really all that different from each other.
For now, I guess. But Melly is doing the best she can, and we need to as well.
Nene, understand? Nene will wait until Miss Melia make dreams of everyone mushed together as one. But if dream of Miss Melia not go through to everyone, in that case, Nene will...
Nene
will give vicious spankings, and no one spared, even not Mr. Shulk.
What? Me as well? Just promise to be gentle.
Well, that's one way to end a conversation. Vicious spankings. Alright then. So, looks like this place is a little bit of a maze. It's amazing, get it? That this has been here. It looks like it's probably been here for centuries. Perhaps an old High-Entia mining colony? We've got ants and giant spider things, so right away I can't say I'm the happiest about this whole situation. That thing is level 73 unique monster. So I'm gonna give that thing a wide berth and we're gonna go around this way. It's unfortunate that every cave we ever come across is infested by bugs, but anyway, I think we may have found what we're looking for. Look at that big glowing pillar up above. Unfortunately, to get there, we're gonna need to go through the Arachno Queen and all of her minions. Fantastic. I couldn't get one episode of Xenoblade Chronicles without bugs? Well, actually, I think we might be able to avoid the Arachno Queen if we go around this way. Might be easier. She has a lot of minions. Over here instead, there's another unique monster. It's unique monsters everywhere, but this is called a Deputy Seagull. It's a giant lizard thing. The monsters in here are so strong. This guy's got a little doggy as a pet, it appears. Alright, let's see what we got. We're gonna have to give it our all against Mr. Deputy here. Level 72 unique monster isn't gonna go down without a fight, that's for sure. And we've also got the dog as well. Honestly, maybe we should try to take down the dog first. Ah! I'm almost dead. I'm dead! Help! Now the Arachno Queen's looking pretty attractive. Maybe we should have went that way. Alright, Seagull, you're almost down. Fortunately, so are we. Come on, guys. We can do this. A couple more hits. There we go. Whew! That was a heck of a battle. What'd you give us? A popular staff and a snug hug blocker. Are those at least upgrades for us? Snug hug blocker? Questionable, if that's an upgrade. And what about the popular staff? Also questionable. Well, all that, Mr. Seagull, and you didn't even really give me great rewards. Anywho, the path should be clear, I hope. If we come up this way, we should be able to cut across, perhaps, and get to our ether crystal. Yes, we can. However, it's not going to be that easy. First of all, back here, we've got two giant guys, Arena or Lucas, but it looks like they're minding their own business. We don't need to bother with them. Who we are going to have to bother with is this guy right here, the Trava Chromar. This high ether crystal must be very valuable. You can see by the amount of people who are currently guarding it. We've got all types of different critters. I'm not sure who these little guys are. Pile Hodes. I think these are the first time we've ever seen these little goblin-like creatures. We've got these guys, we've got arachnos, we've got giant ogres, who, speak of the devil, have joined the battle. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is bad. How did you guys... I thought you were down there doing your own thing, minding your own business. Why are you here? Alright, we defeated one of the little guys, and that got Nene to level 69, so that's good. We are absolutely outnumbered here. Well, I guess not really if you count the Pawn Specters, but... Speaking of the Pawn Specters, maybe now's the time for this. Let's do, Blue Caress. It does area attack, heal, and debuff immunity to the party. Melia's gonna lead the charge on this Pawn Specter attack. Alright, hopefully that turns the tide of battle. It did a lot of damage. Down goes one of those little goblin things. Now we can focus on the ogre. He's down as well. Holy crap, the Pawn Specters absolutely changed the tides of battle there. You'd be surprised at how effective these little guys are. Turns out they were the difference between winning and losing in that particular battle. Alright, so that was an Arachno Queen down there, but then it also appears there's an Arachno Queen up here. This is a monarchy with multiple leaders. I'm gonna try to avoid her, and then we're gonna have to take on this big giant right here. Another Amos or Luga. This has definitely been the hardest sort of dungeon or area of the expansion so far. Just blocked full of unique monsters, just strong monsters, making us work for every inch right here. So far, so good. And we are so close to that ether crystal. We're also so close to level 70. Alright. Here it is. Hopefully this is the right crystal. Quest complete. You found a high ether crystal. Return to Radzim to start the replica Monado remodeling process. While we're here, we can also do a ton of ether mining. Don't mind if I do. I'll be interested to see how the replica Monado is actually going to get remodeled. Presumably it's going to be sort of overcharged with the power of this ether crystal and get a lot more energy, so it'll be cool to see if that results in a physical transformation or not. That pillar right there is called Amarga's Weeping, and then in here... Whoa, what is this? There are a bunch of Chromars. We've got a gold Chromar, a Thingamajigger 13, Ravager Apelpecia, and an Ether Igna. And these very ominous statues of what appear to be Telethia? Wow. The Zakarmarga quarry clearly has a lot of history buried within it. We're not going to bother trying to take on those lizards right now. They are very high level. Instead, we're going to quit while we're ahead. We're going to fast travel back to Grandel and begin the Monado transformation process. Over here, I can also speak to Celestana. And I got all the hover stones that she needed. I don't really want to stay here forever, but it'll be nice to make the place that little bit more tolerable in the meantime. For another thing, it seems to be a good deed to leave it neater than we found it, not all tumble down and derelict. I'm sure the people who once lived here would hate to think of their old homes as overgrown piles of rubble, too. In any case, the area should be getting a lot nicer very soon, and it's all thanks to you. I really appreciate it. I'm glad everything worked out. Such big relief. Mr. Shulk was like shining star. So that's another side quest complete. She can use the hover stones to help excavate some of the rubble around here. With the rubble gone, Grandel looks much nicer. Its former residents would be proud. Excellent. Happy to help. And now, let's do some upgrades.
So now all we need to do is modify the weapon to incorporate the crystals.
Radzim, sir! Fog beasts have broken through the gates!
They're through.
If only they'd waited a few hours. Shulk, defending Grandel is our priority. Follow me.
Right.
We shall deal with the intruders. You get the villagers to safety.
Okay.
Teelan, you stay put.
Gotcha!
Well, things are never easy around here, are they? Just when you think we've earned a second to catch our breath after fighting our way through that ancient quarry. Nope, Grandel is under attack again. Luckily, most of the civilians, it appears, have gotten to safety, so we can go see what we can do. The party now has what it needs to take on the Fog King, but before the upgrade can be made, monsters breach the Grandel ramparts. They race to contend with the hulking fog beasts. Can't actually see them from here. I guess they're up closer to the wall itself. But yeah, literally everyone has been pulled back to safety, which is really good to see. They were able to do that really quickly. There's no one left on the roads. No one out on the fields. We can just focus on trying to take down these fog beasts and not trying to get civilians to safety or worrying about their situation. The question is, how many fog beasts wait for us, and what kind of fog beasts? Are we talking about more rampant Armus or something more? Aha, that is something more. That is a giant dinosaur. Alright, looks like the other defenders are already here holding them off. There's some other little things as well. We'll probably take on the big one. And hey, there's Vinea, I think.
We're here to help.
This rabble won't stand a chance. Not against the big one. We'll keep the small fry off your back.
All right. You go no further.
Yeah.
Please, life is no use. Kino make you full of holes. And Nene teach you better manners.
There you have it. You heard him. Now we're gonna fight a rampaging dinosaur. Don't mind if I do. This is called the Lakeleet Mammoth. And this thing is huge, and this thing is angry, and this thing is just surrounded in the weird fog beast energy. Whatever you want to call it. Luckily, we do have the other defenders to keep the, how Vinea described them as small fry off our back, so we can focus on the big guy right here. Nene, I really need you to pull aggro. What are you doing? Alright. We knocked him down, nice. Now I can get in position for some good hits. Boom, boom. Boom. Oh, yeah. You are going down, Mr. Dino. Little does he know I've fought a lot of monsters a lot stronger than him today. Let's finish him off with a Pond Spectre attack, shall we? Red Comet! Nice! Thanks, Pond Spectres!
Seal the gates!
We beat them this time. But the numbers are against us. I hate to say it, but if you'd already left when the attack happened, we'd be smoke.
Fog King must go! Down with Fog King! Situation is tough.
I agree.
Melia?
I'll do it. I will bring the companions back to lend you aid.
They won't agree. You know they despise us.
They must see the danger. They will understand what needs to be done. Yea. As soldiers of the High Entia, they know it's their solemn duty. I swear it. I will bring them back with me. Please. Trust me, Radsum.
I'll be right here, trusting and waiting.
Tyrea.
Yeah. Hurry up and go.
But I haven't even...
Defend this place until I return. Those are your orders, right? Though we're short-handed as it is.
Will you be okay?
Just go, before I change my mind.
Thank you. We'll be quick.
Movement! Multiple big uns confirmed!
Impossible! More already! If the rift grows any wider than it is now, Grandel is lost. We must hurry. Come, follow me!
You head straight for the Cape.
What are you saying? This will take all of us.
I know exactly what my orders are here. I hope I don't have to remind you what yours are.
But that's...
You said it yourself. If the rift grows any wider, there's no way we'll be able to hold this place alone anyway. This is our last chance to enlist the Companion's aid.
Tyrea.
Radzam is trusting you with this. Now you put your trust in me.
Come on. We make for the Companion's Cape.
Alright, things are really heating up. From that last battle, both Shulk and Melia grew to level 70, and we know exactly what we need to do. Time is running short. The rift continues to grow, affecting more and more monsters, and causing, well, absolute chaos back at the gate. We need to go get reinforcements, so then we can finally do our Monado modifications and take the fight to the Fog King. All of that is to say is we are getting very close to the end of the Future Connected expansion, and that means it's all gonna get more exciting from here, right? That's how it usually goes as we approach the finale. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode of Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll see you guys back here for the next episode, which may be our last episode. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. Regardless, that's it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you guys back here again real soon.